Today we are making chocolate pudding. And yes, chocolate pudding gets jazz hands. Even for those of us who don't love chocolate, I will tell you, I don't mind admitting, I don't love chocolate, but I sincerely love this chocolate pudding. One, because the texture is just amazing and it tastes like the real deal. But more important, well, besides it being extra delicious, it is loaded with brain supportive nutrients and it helps to balance our hormones and increase our energy. So, yes, more jazz hands. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. It looks like I already have one question. Let's pop that up. Hello, Miss Tawani, and welcome. Yes, this pudding is vegan. Should I give you more jazz hands? Okay, here we go. I can't help myself. For those of you who have been with me for a while, you might notice a different setting here. It's because I am in a VRBO in Encinitas, California. We are here on spring break with my kiddos, but I am so committed to my community. And just so you know, I show up here for you every second and fourth Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Mountain. Come rain or shine. I'm not even the post office, but come rain or shine, or when mama really needs a break. I think usually in December I'll take a break. But enough about that. Let's get to this amazing chocolate pudding because today's going to be a bit of a quickie. One, because the pudding is super easy to make, but two, it's probably not fair for me to be working too much while the kiddos are here on spring break trying to have fun. But, for those of us with kids, you already know they're sleeping. So it's not like I'm really taking away any time from them. Let's jump in. Okay, so because we're in California and I knew we'd be here, I, of course, had to give a nod to this beautiful space. So I've got the pistachios. We're going to use that as a topping on the chocolate pudding in a little bit. We've also got the avocados, which let me see in the comments whether you're signing in from YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook. Tell me, why do we want avocados in our diet? I'm going to keep talking, but I want to see if, because I know how smart my community is, tell me, why do we want avocados in our bodies? I just peeled off the kind of woody end to make sure that doesn't get in our chocolate pudding. We also have dates. We're going to be putting that in the chocolate pudding in a moment. What I love about dates is they are chock full of fiber and iron. And so for those of us who might be a little bit on the anemic side, we want the dates, we want the prunes, we want the raisins. I will tell you the raisins are a bit high in the sugar content. And these dates, they kind of are too. But again, I'm on spring break, so I'm pushing things a little bit, which is okay. For those of you who are avoiding sugar completely right now, then just leave out the dates. And I would suggest replacing the dates with either monk fruit, the granules, and or stevia, because the stevia and the monk fruit are going to be 0 on the glycemic index, but they also are natural sweeteners, and they're going to give you that up in sweetness that you might be craving. But if you are okay with a little bit of dates, I will tell you it gives the pudding that kind of caramelized natural flavor. So that is what I'm going to be using today. If you want to follow along with ingredients, and if you happen to be in your kitchen right now, come join us. I'll try to talk about substitutions just in case you don't have everything here. You can go to michellefox.com/events and you'll see all the ingredients there. Just look up the chocolate pudding and your girl's got to. Like I said earlier, I am in a VRBO, so we are experimenting with a few of these items, namely this food processor. I'm going to just claim it's going to be amazing. But I also don't mind being vulnerable, sharing with you that I feel a little out of sorts not being in my kitchen. I am missing my kitchen right now. Although I have to say, a VRBO is second best. So that's my little hip tip when you're traveling. Yes, I love a good hotel like anybody, but when I'm with my family, I really do love being in a home that has a kitchen so that I have control over what I'm eating and what my family's eating. So we have cooked. It's been really mellow and actually have we've been saving money by cooking here in this kitchen. So just as a tip to you, next time you're planning your next vacation, whether it's solo trip or family vacation, you might want to consider renting out a house, because I'm telling you, the price is actually cheaper here at the VRBO than it would be at the local resort. All right, now, are we ready for some pudding? Can I see it in the comments? I'm looking in the comments now, and I don't see anybody telling me why they want the avocado. So I'll just jump in and tell you. Avocados are a healthy fat, and we want the healthy fats in our body to support our brains. And for those of us who are over 40, when our hormones start to really kind of shift, very similarly to when we were teenagers, we want our brains to be supported so that our hormones know how to talk to the rest of our body. Okay, so Melissa, Missy, hello, ladies. So great to have you here. So the good fats, yes, thank you for chiming in. So avocados, getting in our body, good fats, as we know, the good fats support our brain. With that said, in my group coaching programs, which hint, hint, I'll bring up in a little bit as well, Healthy Sexy May, the wait list is open. So go to michellefox.com/group coaching, and you'll see all the juicy details there. But in the group coaching program, we talk about my PFF method, which is protein, F for fat, healthy fat, and fiber. And if you have those three things in any meal that you cook, you're going to be satiated longer, and your brain is just going to be happy. It's like, yes, thank you. I have what I need to support you and love on you. So let's jump in and talk about how this fits that profile. Okay, again, if you want to follow along, michellefox.com/events, go to chocolate pudding, and you'll see all the ingredients there. I am actually following along as well. I've got my iPad right here. So we start with 2 avocados. And as we know, avocados can be a little moody. They're either like exactly right or they're like wrong. Let's see if we luck out with this one. And since we're cutting the avocados, we'll put Missy's comment up, the good fats. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, wow. I'm looking at my skin and it looks like, I hope you guys can see me here. I'll smile so you can see me. It's very dark in this kitchen. But yes, we got 1 good avocado. Let's see if we're pressing our luck for the second avocado. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, so far it's feeling pretty creamy inside. Hopefully it's the good creamy with these beautiful California avocados. Okay, so I'd say it's like 3/4. I'm gonna just smooth out the dark parts and keep in the yummy parts. All right, I'm gonna use my tablespoon to scoop, scoop, scoop. So for those of you who are with me live, avocados, we just talked about them being a great source of healthy fat. What other amazing nutrient do they have that they are known for? And I'll give you a hint. It's very similar to what bananas are known for. And let's see. And Mary Curry's in the room. Hello, gorgeous. Great to see you. And you said, we can see you and you look gorgeous. Oh, okay, of course. Hello, I'll take that. Thank you, my friend. That never gets old. Okay, so we've got these avocados. I don't know if you saw that. I just did a whack in the little pit, and that gets it out pretty quickly. And I'll do that with the second avocado while I'm still waiting on some answers for what is the other ingredient that, or I should say nutrient, that avocados are really great for, besides being a healthy fat. And it's similar to what a lot of people like to eat bananas for. I'm going to give that one a little more time. What I will say ahead of time, though, is that bananas do contain a lot of sugar. So with our smoothies, with our desserts, of course, if you're loving on your bananas, go for it. I would just say perhaps you might consider, especially if you're one of the peeps who love to start your day with a banana, maybe consider going to half a banana a day and or maybe just going down to 2 to 3 bananas per week. Because again, that glycemic index, that sugar is up there. So that's what often causes a lot of disease and it taps down our energy. And in this day and time, really all the days and time, wouldn't you rather have too much energy than not enough energy? So that's why we're feeding our brains and feeding our bodies. And Mary for the winner, potassium. Nicely done, my friend. So yes, potassium, which is an awesome muscle relaxant, and it also heals our skin. So we want that potassium in our bodies. So again, yes, you can get it in through the bananas, but I strongly recommend getting it in through the avocados, who are very low in the glycemic levels and really high in the healthy fats. Okay, so next we've got half cup full fat coconut milk. They had a Sprouts here in Encinitas, just like where I shop in Denver, Colorado. So I was happy to see that I could grab a lot of similar ingredients that I cook with at home. So I'm just mixing it together. For those of you who might be new to the coconut milk loveliness, I will tell you, you do definitely want to try to mix it in the can first because it can often harden at the top, but it's still really liquidy at the bottom. And so, lesson learned the hard way. One time I was trying to pour it in to make a smoothie, and I kept like tamping the can down, like, where is it? And all of a sudden it all came out and it all went everywhere. So, to avoid that happening to you, I just strongly recommend just mix it up a little bit ahead of time in the can. All right, so I'm going to pour half a can in now. Yum! And then the coconut milk is actually another healthy fat, which is supporting our brains. Let's see. So we've got, and good job, Missy, knowing that you got the potassium there. Next, we've got 2 tablespoons coconut sugar and or monk fruit. I will tell you that is if you like your pudding extra sweet. I'm going to avoid that today because I am actually using dates. And the dates, one other lesson learned is to take the pits out first because these pits are literally like rocks. They could like ruin the blade in your food processor, and or if you're doing this in a blender, that works great too. So you want to take that out. But the dates are kind of high in sugar, but they are really amazing sources of iron and fiber. So I'm using that today because, on spring break, so a few things are sliding. It's all good. When I'm at home and, strong nutrition, I will say I typically use the monk fruit and or the stevia instead. But if you want a little bit of a treat, I love the dates because they do add kind of that dark caramelized flavor. So that's why we're putting that in the food processor. Okay, next, we've got the cacao powder. So in the ingredients, I said 3 tablespoons. And the cacao powder, I'll show you. You can also use baking chocolate if you don't have a cacao powder, because I know cacao can be a little bit expensive, but what I prefer about this is it's pure. There's no dairy, there's no sugar. This is pure cacao from the cacao beans. So it's also going to give you a little boost in energy, but I also love that it has magnesium in it, which magnesium, as we know, in fact, I know we have a few of our Healthy Sexy February people on the call or on the show today. If you want to put in the comments, why do we want magnesium in our bodies? There's actually lots of reasons. So I'll just say one, but tell me which one works for you. I will tell you, because I'm the nutritionist, you might not feel comfortable putting it in the comments, but I will tell you, it's awesome to move your bowels. Those of us who are over 40, I know we can use all the help sometimes. So magnesium coming from this cacao powder will help to move your bowels, but of course, increasing your water. We're going to want to increase that water as well. That will always help. And then Melissa for the win again. Sleep. Yes, magnesium is amazing to help us sleep. It relaxes our muscles and relaxes some of our nerve tissue. And it helps to repair. Sleep itself does a great job at helping our muscles and our tissues to repair. And then why not just add a little bit more supplementation to help along that process? So nicely done, Missy. Love it. Okay, what do we have next? We've got a handful of spinach. This is where our fiber comes in. And we already know. I mean, when you were kids and your parents probably told you, eat your greens, eat your veggies. You don't need a nutritionist to tell you that. But you do need to tell a nutritionist here to give you jazz hands for when you get those greens in your body. So we've got the spinach. Now we've got 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. What I love about chia seeds are they are an amazing source of protein. So for my vegans in the room, and shout out to you, Tawani Clark, who, by the way, teaches amazing yoga classes in Denver. So those of you who might be looking for a new yoga practice, check out Tawani Clark. She's amazing. So yes, the chia seeds, great source of vegan protein. But I also love it for those of us who might be allergic to eggs and or who have children. I know that's kind of a growing thing, sadly, in children. If you have an egg allergy, kind of tangential, and I promise I'll come back. The egg allergy often leads to eczema in children and sometimes in adults. Get rid of those eggs if that's the case. You can replace them with the chia seeds. So when you're baking, to replace egg yolk or even 2, I would do 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, soak them in water for about 5 to 6 minutes, and then they become gelatinous, kind of very similar to the egg yolk, and you can use that. Sometimes, because I'm not allergic to eggs, but sometimes, like in my blueberry muffin recipe, actually you can find that at michellefox.com/food. I'll use that there because it actually adds more moisture to my muffins. And I'll use that in replacement for the eggs. So just a little hip tip there. Let's see, do we have any questions or comments before I move forward? I'm gonna keep my eye on the comments while I keep putting in these yummy ingredients. Okay, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. For those of you who are just signing in, I am away from my home and I did not pick up the vanilla extract from the store. Kind of forgot that detail, but I've got plenty at home. So, maybe we'll make this again next month or so. I don't know. But if you're making it with me, go ahead, put that teaspoon of vanilla extract. I love using extracts in smoothies and in baking ingredients because 0 on the glycemic index, but really high on the flavor. So you can play. One of my favorites is the almond extract. I play with that in some of my smoothies. But the vanilla extract will give this a little bit of that balance with that chocolate vanilla yumminess flavor profile. So 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. Next, we've got a dash of cinnamon, a dash of nutmeg. Woo, yum. And those of you in my group know the cinnamon is an amazing blood sugar balancer. So we want to use cinnamon as much as possible, specifically in the mornings. It helps. So, maybe put a dash in your tea. For those of us who drink coffee, put a dash in your coffee. Put some in your oatmeal. Sprinkle some on your gluten-free toast. Wherever you're eating something that might be a little sweet and maybe even savory, get that cinnamon in. You can put it in stews. You can put it on meats. Cinnamon is awesome to balance our blood sugar. Okay. Looks like we don't have any questions so far, but if you have any questions, if you have any comments, please feel free to put them in the comments and I will try to get to you as soon as possible. Next, we have a dash of sea salt. And yes, I have to sing and this is definitely optional, but I always like that kind of sweet and salty kind of zing. So I like the sea salt. And hip tip, sea salt has a very similar pH level to our blood. So for those of us who deal with issues of high blood pressure and or any other blood issues, sea salt typically is going to be safe for you. I'm no doctor, disclaimer, so talk to your doctor first, of course, but sea salt and Himalayan pink salt are amazing flavor enhancers, and they contain some nutrients that are actually health supportive. Another plug to get that white stuff out of your kitchen. Okay, let me make sure we got all the ingredients in there. We do, so let's blend it up. Let's see what we got here. And I'm gonna ask for your forgiveness ahead of time with this because, oh, maybe I don't need to. Bam, I love when that. Things work out. Which, I mean, in the big picture, things always work out, right? Okay, let's turn the power on. We got all our ingredients in there, and now we are going to puree. And feel free to do a little shoulder dance with me. Here we go. Okay, that looks blended. So let's give it a taste before we scoop it into the bowls. It looks like this food processor did most of the job, so that's awesome. And yes, I am sticking my finger in here. Don't tell my kids. That is really good. So mine came out a little bit coconutty flavor. If you don't love the taste of coconut, I'd probably just add a little bit more vanilla extract and or play around with the other extracts. Almond extract actually would be really good in this one. Looks like this blender missed a few of the spinach pieces. Maybe I'll eat that later. Oh, maybe I'll eat that now. Yum. Okay, so now we want to pour it into some bowls. And we typically want to put this in the fridge for a minimum of 20 to 25 minutes before we serve it up. So, you know, we might have to do a little magic dance for this show, pretend like 20 minutes has passed. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. So it actually looks like chocolate pudding. And the fact that we use the chia seeds, that's what gives it kind of the bulk and gives it that pudding texture. So we've got that. And then to make it fancy, but also more brain supportive, you know me, I'm looking out for your brains. We are going to chop up some pistachios. Also extra flavor. I just love the way pistachios taste. And I like that they're kind of a softer nut, so they're relatively easy to chop. And they're delicious for snacking. I will tell you, you don't want more than a handful of nuts at a time, whether it's pistachios, walnuts, almonds, because yes, they are brain supportive, but you know, too much of a good thing is always just too much of a good thing. So pace yourself. Maybe a handful today, another handful tomorrow. So now I'm just gonna sprinkle. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. And now we'll do the little 20-minute fairy dance. Oh, look at that. 20 minutes passed, just like that. It's magic here in California. And let's taste. Oh, it's really good. So I hope you love this. Again, whether or not you love chocolate, my daughter actually, chocolate fanatic, she loves this. All the kiddos love it. But even if you don't love it, I'm telling you, your brain will love it. And the texture is amazing. Tastes like the real deal. And your body will say thank you. So let me know if you try it. If you do end up trying it, of course, tag me so I can go and celebrate you. Let's see if we have any questions or comments here. Let's see. Mary says, sounds delish. Can't wait to try it. Enjoy your spring break. Thank you, Mama. I appreciate that. We're headed to the beach in about 2 hours. And then Missy says, that looks yummy. Yay. Well, let me know if you try it. Thank you all so much for being here. And don't forget, if you like what you see, if you enjoy learning from me, I would love to have you join us in May for Healthy Sexy May, where I help to empower you to learn how to cook to support your brain, eat for your body type, balance out your hormones, and increase your energy. All right, I will see you soon. Have a great day.